Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Percy. So, let's go ahead. I've been getting a lot of requests for this certain Disney princess, so I want to go ahead and teach you guys how to draw Mulan from the movie Mulan. But I picked this image because it's, you know, it's when she's really pretty, right before she goes off and takes her father's place, blah, 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 right after she kind of, ruins everything with the matchmaker, but whatever. Mulan's a pretty easy person to draw. This image is easy because it's still her, but it's still beautiful and it's still, you know, it's great. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is, Mulan has a very, very round face. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and just flat out draw a nice round circle. Okay? After the circle, what I want to do next is, let's go ahead and divide up the pieces of her face at least. So she's kind of facing towards us, but still her head is turned to the side. It's when she's talking to her father in the movie, and he just said that awesome quote about the cherry blossom, and I can't remember it. Anyways, so what you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just like say this is kind of curved off to the side and this is the middle of the face. So eventually her lips and her nose will come down around this line. So, and now for her eyes, I'm going to go ahead and come up here. I'm going to say this is her eye line, okay? Now, she does, since she has a very round face, but she still has like somewhat of a pointy chin, kind of, sort of, but we're not going to get to the chin as quick because we need to go ahead and place everything else and then we can place that in the end. Okay, so let's start with her eye. Okay, what we're going to do is you're going to come around this eye line and let's go ahead and just pick up one eye over here. So we're going to come from the actual line, we're going to come up, and we're going to curve that off to the side, and we're just going to go ahead and place the eye right there. So I went up, and then I curved inward and then outward, okay? Now what I want to do is I'm going to try and get these in a good equal distance apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to come over from the side, come down, and then I'm going to come down over here, okay? So they still look like they're even in size, but she is turning her face, so this one's still a bit smaller than this one over here. So what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to come down underneath her eye, and I'm going to go ahead, and what you're going to do, actually, I just curved that. I should have not curved that. Mulan has interesting eyes where, since it's right here, since it comes down to this curve, what you're going to do is you're going to come inward just a little bit, and you're going to come up, and you're just going to connect to over here. Alright, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to come down from the corner right here, come down from this side, and at least place her nose and her mouth. And then again, like I said, this is like the line that we're going to think that's down the middle. It could change at any time, who knows, when we're piecing together her face. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down right about here, and we're going to say that's where her nose is going to be. But then again, her chin is going to come down a little bit. So let's go ahead. Her lips are almost directly right underneath her nose, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make a line right there for her lips. What I want to do is I want to kind of patch up her face a little bit, so and start giving it a little bit more shape. So I come off to the side right here, and I'm going to get relatively close to the eye right there, and then I'm going to start coming in a little bit more, and that's when I'm going to give the point to my chin. Right there, you see I've already started making the point to her chin. And then I'm going to come up, and I'm going to stop right there because her hair is there, and eventually we'll get to her ear and all and everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and place her nose. Alright, so I decided that this is, she kind of looks like I'm not going to tell you who the villain is in Big Hero 6, but she looks like the guy with the kabuki mask right now. Yikes, okay. Anyways, so I'm going to come right here on the side of this line that I just made, and I'm just going to make a line like this so it looks like an L, and then I'm going to come on the other side and make another L, which totally looks like the guy in the kabuki mask. Okay, so then I'm going to come inside, I'm going to erase this mark right there since I know where that general area is that I'm placing her nose. Okay, so then I'm going to jump inside, I'm going to give her a little nostril here, I'm going to jump inside and give her a little nostril right here. Okay, then what I'm going to do, since her lips are directly underneath her nose, I'm going to come down. She has a very strong dip in her lips, like how some princesses have that dip, but it's going to touch. So I'm going to go ahead and give the smile line right here. but it literally comes down to right there and touches that lip line. Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna come up and you're gonna connect out there like that. Come over, do the exact same thing, connect like that. Okay, I'll get rid of that dark of a line like that, see? All right, and then that's when I'm gonna come underneath, and she has a very thick underlip, lower lip, underlip, I don't know what I'm talking about, okay. Very thick lower lip, like that, awesome. Now, let's come back, we're just jumping around, let's come back to her eyes. Okay, so she's got one good, like I've already started to do it. She has one good thick eye line right there, which is obviously her eyelashes. Okay, and then she doesn't have a very thick line underneath for the bottom of her eye. It's just a very, like I said, very thick eyelash line, and it's nothing too hard. It's just, it comes down to the corner and then it swoops out like that. And then she does have a upper eyelid line. Upper eyelid? I don't know. She's got an eyelid line, okay? She has an eyelid line over here. Okay, and then of course, alright, I'm just patching it up a little bit. Okay, of course she's looking over to the side at her father, so what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and give her a pupil right there. And you're going to come over here and you're going to give her a pupil right here. And it comes all the way into the corner of her eye. And she doesn't really have, they're just good solid dark marks. It's not really, like, it doesn't show the brown of her eye or anything like that. But if you want, you can just play around with shading and give a little bit of shine into her eyes and everything. Okay, I'm going to come back and make this a little bit darker. And of course that's there. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and place her hair, because her hair, since Mulan is very 2D, and she doesn't, in the movie it doesn't have as many shadows and everything, so her hair and her eyebrows, they're all flat colors and there's no shading in them, so her hair does blend in with her eyebrows. So let's go ahead and place her hair. So I'm going to come up. All right, this is the top of our forehead, we have decided. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from right on side. We're going to come right where her eyelash line is, right there. You're going to come up like this, okay, and then roughly we're just going to come off to the side like this, okay, and then we're going to go down over here to the side and stop there for right now. Now what I want you to do is we're going to come inside her face right here. And of course, we're going to go ahead and bring that side of her hair down into her face and then off to the side. And of course, it's covering up this side a little bit more. Okay, after that, all right, we have the bangs or whatever that's going on over here. So then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to the side right here. And it's going to go up. Okay, for what I did there is, I came out from the side of the hair mass right here. I came in, I curved inward, up, and then I made a little bit of a corner right here, and I curved back inward, okay? Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do almost the exact same thing. We're going to make a little corner right here. I'm going to curve inward right there. And then I'm going to make my corner right here again. And then it's going to jump right back into the hair mass. And then eventually this is all a very flat black. So it'll all blend in together. So I'll go ahead and shade this in to show you where her eyebrows are and make them somewhat symmetrical. Hair down a little bit more. Okay, next what we're going to do is we can't really start placing the rest of her hair or anything else until we go ahead and give her her neck, and of course the top half of her dress that she wore to see the matchmaker in. So what you're going to do is you're going to come underneath her chin right here and say, all right, we have a good solid line right here for her chin right there. What you're going to do is you're going to go outward and stop, and then you're gonna come down right here underneath this side of her face. You're gonna come straight down like that, okay? And then we'll get to, eventually we'll figure out where the rest of the thing goes around. So let's go ahead and give her the collar to her shirt. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come right in the corner right here, and then you're gonna come down and stop right there, and then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna come from the side, the other side, like the bottom of whatever, of this collar, chiffon shirt thing, okay, you're gonna come in right here, curve it inward, and then that's when this is gonna curve inward, and that's when you're gonna come up with this, and kind of mirror the image, and come down right there, and it's nice and rounded off corner. Like that, and then you're going to come around the side right here, and that's when you're going to flip out the collar right there, and it's a nice rounded corner. It comes and it overlaps this side of the shirt like that. Okay, and then this you're going to come down underneath that part. Go ahead and stop right there. So this line right here is eventually going to be like a V-neck almost. So go ahead and make this a final V-neck line to the shirt. What you're going to do is you're going to come off to the side right here, and this is a very dark purple, and it almost looks like it's blending into her hair, but it's not. And it's just going to come down right here, and then I'm going to come back over to this side right there, and then I'm going to curve inward into that other side of the purple line. Okay, close that off, and then that's when I'm going to go ahead and give her shoulder right here. Here's her shoulder, and then it goes down right there. Okay, and then I'm going to come off to the side right here, and that's where her hair is overlapping, and now we can go ahead and place the rest of her hair. So okay, we have her face right here. What you're going to do, this is our solid line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come off to the side right here, and her hair is flowing back behind her shoulder, okay? And then the rest of her hair, okay, I'm just going to jump up back to the top over here. I'm going to come down, trace down like this, and then her hair, it doesn't have that many layers or anything, and it's just very straight. So it has a corner like that. It's just nice and pretty, okay? All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back inside of her face, and I'm just gonna give her the line of her ear. And of course her hair is chopping off the side. And then, oh, well, we could have shaded this a bit. Gosh, Percy. Oh, you can get rid of this line, definitely. Get rid of these guidelines. Okay, and of course we can go ahead, jump inside, and shade this up a bit. Her lips. And they are bright red in this picture. Pretty Mulan. Okay. Give us some more guideline. And of course her eyelash line on top is a very thick line, but it is very light at the bottom of it. Like this line right here is very light. It's more of a skin tone color rather than a solid black line. Okay, last part. You're just gonna come up at the top of her head where her bangs are, and you're gonna go ahead and make a little line right there, curved inward like a little rainbow. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come on top and make a little flower petal here, and then you're gonna come inside there and make a little flower petal there. And there's the flower petal, the cherry blossom that her father just put in her hair. I'll go ahead and I'll shade this off so you know it is very flat black. There's not that many, I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's not a lot of shading in her at all. It is all very just very ordinary 2D. Yay. But I love Mulan so much. Fun fact, I had an uncle. I had an uncle. He's still living. I just don't see him that much. Who he married this woman, and I didn't appreciate it at the moment, but I guess I should have appreciated it. But she's in no relation to me, so of course I didn't get any of my artistic abilities from her. But she actually was one of the, I don't know, what's the professional term for a colorer on Disney's, I don't know, just like in general, a colorer for Disney and everything. But she actually helped color Mulan and stuff, so that's really cool. If that's what's called, a colorer. I don't know, you guys have to go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, back inside, I can go ahead and shade this a little bit because it is a dark purple. That. And then if you want to, what I would suggest, since her hairline is kind of over here, just taking up the whole side of her shoulder, you can just go ahead and give the other side of her shoulder. There you go, guys. There's Mulan. Like I said, don't worry about shading when it comes to shading her. Like I said, this is all flat black, and her eyebrows blend into the hair. And of course, the purple kind of blends in almost, but it doesn't really on here. And then of course, this is pink and everything. Just keep that in mind always. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye!